Hey, so there's two things. Today is July 14th, 2024, which marks the 10-year anniversary of my first upload to YouTube. I was going to make a whole video dedicated specifically just to that, but yesterday, Trump got shot, and so I have to talk about that. I'm not going to go over all the details. In the video, you can hear two different sets of gunshots. The first set of gunshots is a crack sound with an echo. People have been saying that this sounds like a 22, and I agree, it sounds like a 22. It doesn't sound like a larger caliber bullet. Larger caliber bullets sound more like a bang and less like a crack. And the second set of shots sounded similar, a little bit louder, but with less of an echo. Those are the suppressed shots from the sniper who took out the gunman. Now, a lot of talk is going around about how this is clearly a deep state op. There is something to that. However, I would propose that that's not likely to be the case. The fact that the shooter was using a 22, the fact that it was only one shooter, and the fact that he missed a lot all says to me that this was actually a random gunman. If it was the deep state, they've gotten really bad at their job, because remember, they had at least two shooters for JFK, and they used a larger caliber bullet for JFK. There were possibly two shooters who shot Reagan, by the way. There's some evidence there that I've seen. The deep state, if they did this, if they were responsible for this, they've gotten very bad at their job. Even at the range that this shooter was at, you still want to be as accurate as possible, so you want to use a larger caliber bullet. It's less affected by the wind. It's more of a straight shot. It goes more accurate at a farther distance. And that just didn't happen. Now, there is some fuckery because, the Secret Service and the police were both tipped off about this shooter by people on the ground, and the sniper who was supposed to be defending the position had the shooter in his sights pretty much the entire time and did nothing. They all did nothing until after the shots rang out. In fact, if you watch the video, it appears as though the Secret Service did not jump into action to protect Trump until after he dropped to the ground. That is all very fishy. However, we could just chalk that up to, they don't like Trump. They wanted this to happen, and they were just opportunists. Not necessarily that it was planned out, but that the opportunity arose, and they thought that allowing it to happen would be better. That is one possibility. But I would assume, I guess more so that this was actually a random shooter and not a deep state operative. Um, now, the imagery that came out of this, with Trump raising his fist and shouting fight, you couldn't hear him shouting fight, but you could read his lips very easily. He was saying fight, 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 and raising his fist and shaking his fist in the air. That was stunning. That was stunning imagery. And there's one image in particular that happens to catch Trump with his fist in the air with the blood on his face, and the American flag in the background. And that's just a perfect image. And people were talking about how this image will be used in textbooks in the future. And I happen to agree. I hope they do. Maybe if I ever have kids, my kids will see that image in their textbooks. Trump is not a weak man, and this actually proved that. Trump is a strong man. He is not a coward. He is not afraid. He wanted to get back up very quickly after the shooting stopped, and he was even calm and saying, like, "Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes." So he is okay. There was a video of him after he got shot, getting off of Air Force One, I believe. No, maybe not Air Force One. I don't think he has access to that. But getting off of a plane in a different region. So he is fine. I don't know what else to say. I was in the middle of a movie when this happened. I didn't find out it happened until about half hour after it happened. When I first heard about it, my family told me Trump just got shot, and I was like, "Oh my God! Oh no! Oh crap!" But then I watched the news, and he was okay. I saw that he was okay. His ear was not okay. His ear was bloody as hell, but he himself, the man, was fine. And I'm very glad for that. This was this was like divine intervention, actually. He turned his head just a few seconds before the shots rang out, and it was that turning of his head that saved his life, because if he hadn't turned his head would have been directly in the path of the first bullet. And divine intervention, Deus Vult, God wills it. That's about all I really have to say on this issue. Thank you for watching. Peace.